Just a few boneheaded, walking, talking Neanderthals.
None of us are audio professionals.
I barely know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's more than I know, because I have no idea what you're doing. Magic happens.
And the
It just
magic
appears
happens.
It just appears on YouTube, as far as I know.
All I have to do is talk.
That's not true, because you title it.
I do title it.
I guess it's already on YouTube once you title it.
Yeah, but the file's already there. All I have to do is title it, description, put the hashtags.
And what do you do, Caleb? What do you do?
What do you contribute to this?
Bystander.
Bystander. I don't think bystanders are actively involved in the thing that they are bystanding.
Bystanding?
I mean, they
Is that a
have the
verb?
name. It's a title, right? So they must be contributing, or else they wouldn't have the title.
I mean, they're contributing by not contributing. That's what makes them a bystander.
Bystander.
Yeah, but you're actively contributing.
So really,
by
you're
being
like
in
a
the
victim.
podcast.
A
We
victim
have-
that's forced to be involved.
Are we
Yeah,
victim
we have you
shaming?
hostage.
Oh, this has become a
I-
hostage situation.
Yeah, we've taken him hostage.
Oh.
I think I provide equal, I don't know, whatever the measurement is that we all
Measurements?
do.
Oh, you think you're an equal contributing member of the podcast?
Oh, your contribution is the measurement. Uh-oh.
Right, like it requires 3 to make the podcast.
Does it?
We've had 2 bangers
We were
with just Jake and I.
just fine without you, actually.
I will say the central theme of both podcasts were hunting, which may not interest everyone, but
Yeah,
we had
it's
some.
true.
So we had some moments. Actually, this makes me remember what I mentioned last podcast, which I honestly don't think is necessary anymore. And for those who listened to the last podcast, I said this podcast we're going to have an intervention for Caleb because he had been addicted to the games, the video games, and was awake for 24 hours. I told that story on the podcast last week.
Dude, I'm having Inception right now.
Well, I don't think this is necessary now because this past week, Caleb's been like an active, functioning human being. So
Congratulations, Caleb.
I think he's he's on the road to recovery. You know what I'm saying? He's on the path.
I'm eating pretzels right now.
I'm glad we could intervene.
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, I think it was the podcast. He listened to the podcast and he was like, you know what? I need to.
This
need to get in
podcast, it works miracles, let me tell you.
I'll
Yep.
let you know right now, I did not listen to that podcast.
Why not? I listened to it, and I was in it.
Well, I think that's probably why you listened to it, is because you were in it.
Are you trying to say I'm a narcissist?
No, I'm just saying at this point, you and I are probably the only ones interested in this podcast.
I'm interested in the podcast.
Well, you didn't
You
listen to the
just said
last
you didn't
episode.
listen. You didn't listen to it.
Yeah, I'm interested in a lot of things, and I don't
So
follow them
wishy-washy.
religiously.
Oh my god.
This is the new
I don't think
order.
you're a bystander in your own life, aren't you, Caleb?
Yep, just living it out.
Man.
What do they say? What's that like thing that people post that's supposed to be inspirational, but it's just dumb? It's like, don't be an extra in your life, be the main character.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Is
like,
that
bitch,
really a
you know
thing?
this is a POV shot, right? My whole life is through my eyes. I think that I can only be the main character if I'm looking through the main character's eyes.
It's a first-person movie.
I think
I'm
I
the star.
feel like I
villain?
saw a clip of a first-person movie once.
Ooh,
You've got
first-person movies.
you've got those POVs like
Hardcore Henry.
oh, what's that witch movie?
The Witcher.
Which movie? No, it's
It's a horror movie, but the whole movie is shot on camera, like so it's always like you're
oh,
looking
yeah.
through somebody's point of view.
yeah, but that's like through a
Blair
camera
Witch
view,
Project,
though.
that's what it is.
That's not your point of view, like your eyeballs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
a
thought you were
different-
talking about REC. REC 1 and 2.
Oh,
Those are really good.
I know what you're talking about. There is a movie out there like that, and it's basically like somebody's got a GoPro strapped to their head, is what it looks
Yeah,
like.
that's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Oh, the Up is Down. Or, oh yeah, what was it called? The Catacombs and
What? Those are two separate thoughts completely. The Up is Down or the Catacombs? Are you talking about the one where they
Yeah,
go to
the
the
movie.
Paris catacombs?
yeah,
It's a
what's the
horror
movie
movie?
called? Up is Down.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't even think I saw that.
Just like
movie.
a
I'm
look
not a
at it on my
big horror
phone.
movie guy.
I love horror
to be
movies.
honest. They just always seem cheesy to me. I don't know. Even if they're high quality, high budget, I'm just like, this is.
Huh.
I don't know. Maybe I've just picked the wrong ones to watch, but like,
What do you mean
what's the
cheesy?
one? I just never think it's believable. Like
Hmm.
nothing that's happening seems like it would happen in real life.
Do all of your movies have to happen in real life?
Not
So you, like-
necessarily, but
you don't
like
like-
I'm
Or is
supposed
that
to
like
buy.
the aspect of horror? Like you're supposed to be scared of this because it's supposed to be able to be real?
Well, I think in order for you to be scared of it, you have to relate to it in some way, right? Because if you're on the outside looking in, like imagine this is the Hunger Games, and I'm outside of the Hunger Games watching the Hunger Games happen. I don't have any real fear of dying because I'm not in the Hunger Games. But maybe if I like related to somebody that was in the Hunger Games, or I had like a similar mindset, or something, or something like that, I could buy into it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe I'd have some real fear. And I think the point of a horror movie is to induce, some kind of maybe not fear exactly, but excitement or something. And I just can't get into it because it always seems so far fetched.
It doesn't
Hmm.
induce any kind of excitement.
See,
Right.
I think
like I don't
horror-
get scared from them either. It's just just because I don't buy into it. I'm like, this is not conducive to something I would think would happen in real life.
I think horror movies are supposed to make you feel scared, and then my genre of liking in movies are thrillers because they make you feel suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of suspense up in the air. You're like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I like a good thriller.
You can't really say you're scared, but you're on edge. Those are my
Yeah.
kind of movies.
See, like maybe I'm just being a hypocrite now because I do like thrillers and I like sometimes unrealistic thrillers induce that kind of excitement, edge of your seat. Maybe it's just horror movies have I have some kind of resentment towards them because of I have no
Disdain.
idea. Yeah, I don't know. I just never. I'm watching and I'm like, this is kind of dumb. I don't know. It could be the wrong ones. Like we watched one horror movie. And I forgot what it was called. Not Paranormal Activity.
There's some.
The Exorcist, something
Yeah.
like that. And it was like this like devil or something was.
And a little girl.
Yeah, and the little girl, and like the two people show up and they're supposed to be, devil hunters or whatever, and then
Devil
one of them like
hunters.
falls out the window and is supposed to be, skewered by the tree, and like I don't know. I was like, I'm not really buying into any of this.
It's not the Exorcist.
Are you talking about The Conjuring 2?
Oh.
Conjuring, yeah, Conjuring,
Yeah.
yeah. I
The
was
guy,
like, yeah,
the guy is just a renowned, like a personal investigator, but for the horror.
And they go to like
Stuff.
Europe, right? And
And
that's
then-
where that scene happens.
In the movie, she has the gift
Mhm.
of clairvoyance. So like she walks up to the tree and she sees like the dead things of the past and like what's happening there. That's all that was.
Yeah, those movies really aren't that great. I don't think. Have you seen The Exorcist though? That's the one I was talking about. It's the. Oh, it was made a long time ago, but it's got the little girl who's possessed by a demon. And it's
I've
pretty
seen
good.
that.
Like as far as horror movies go, that's a pretty OG one.
What's the OG one is like Poltergeist. Right?
Ooh,
That's the
No.
OG.
yeah.
Poltergeist? I'm
Yeah,
pretty
they
sure
Poltergeist?
that's-
they
Yeah.
built a house on a graveyard.
Yeah, no. I mean
then
that is an OG one, I guess, but I didn't like that movie very much. I thought it was really
I'm
corny.
thinking of the Here's Johnny. I'm thinking of that one.
No,
that's,
that's The
that's a
Shining.
thriller.
That's a
Yeah,
good
that's a
movie.
Shining.
That's
Is that a
I-
horror or is that a thriller?
That's a thriller.
I don't know.
It is.
No, because it's got ghosts and stuff in it. You remember that scene where he's making out with that girl and she turns into this ugly like decrepit old lady?
Yeah, it's a thriller.
I don't know.
Gary-
There's a lot of blood in that movie to be a thriller.
Towing the fine line for sure.
Could it be both?
Could be both. I wonder what it's like. I wonder what Google says it is.
A thrilling horror movie?
A thrilling horror movie. Are all
I'm
horror
looking it up
movies
right now. I'd
supposed to
put
be
my money
thrilling?
that it's a thriller, but I could be wrong. Let's see, produced, directed, blah, blah, blah.
1980. Horror mystery.
Horror mystery.
Horror
Get on my
mystery.
level.
That's a good. I like mysteries. That's a good one.
I do like mysteries.
like a
I
good
think I
twist.
usually throw thrillers in with mystery though.
Ooh, psychological horror.
Those are good. Yeah,
Psychological horror. These genres are
Mm.
very specific.
I think it's like
have you
like
have you undergone
music.
psychological trauma? Yes.
Well, I'd
This is
say
a
that
psychological
that movie
horror.
I was talking about is a psychological horror.
Which one?
Now that I know that that's its category, like I've never thought the words to describe that kind of movie.
Shining?
Up is Down,
Oh.
but I don't think that's the name of the movie though.
You're talking about where they go into the
Mhm.
catacombs and they're looking for like a jewel or something, and they have to go through all these different trials. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the
As above, so below.
Dante's Inferno kind of thing.
Kind of.
Where they
and
have
they're
to go
looking for the
through-
Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah. I don't think
Isn't
I
that-
actually watched that movie, but I've seen a lot of videos about
it's
that
good.
movie.
They go down into the catacombs, and then they're judged off of their past.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not willing to like admit to their faults, they die
Okay.
through whatever the same like method of what happened in their life. Like some dude, his little brother died, and it was his fault, and he could have saved his brother, but he wouldn't admit it. So he got like sucked into this car, and then the car went underground, and all that was left was like his feet dangling up in the air.
And like some person
Oh, it was
caught on
crazy.
fire and yada
Yeah.
yada.
You know what I like? I like the Saw movies
I like the Saw movies,
because I can go, yeah, that could happen.
but so the first couple of Saw movies I thought were pretty good, like the first like one or two. After that, the Saw movies just get increasingly worse and worse. However, I continue to watch them for the overarching story.
Because they're all
Mm.
connected.
Yeah, they're all connected in some strange way.
What's the one that we saw? We went to the Dollar Movies one time and watched one, I think, and it was the guy was his protege or something, and he fakes the death. He's like a cop or something. I don't remember the exact plot of it, but I thought that one was okay. It was a newer one.
Mm,
It was like a twist because it appears that he dies in the very beginning through a saw trap, and then
Yeah.
we find out later he's the one conducting the whole thing because Saw is actually dead. Whatever his name is.
yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about. I've got them all like
Like-
wrapped up together, but
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I
Dude,
think I could see, I could relate to that one. That's why I think it's good.
yeah.
The one I'm thinking about that I want to watch, but when I was down visiting Gavyn's family last time, no one wanted to watch it. It was this woman and her husband dies, but he doesn't actually die, and he made an invisible suit. So he's
Oh yeah,
Oh.
the dumb ass Invisible movie that nobody wants to see.
It was a great movie that y'all didn't want to see. I haven't
I don't
seen
want
it
to see.
yet.
It sounds so dumb, bro. He's got an invisible suit.
And people think she's crazy, but
Yeah.
she knows he's always
Yeah,
there, like
he's like-
watching her.
The
He-
plot
he-
is he's got an invisible suit.
He does things to her to make
Yeah.
her think she's going crazy. Even.
Yeah, to like torture her to make,
Mhm.
and then finally she like wounds him or something, and he manages
Throws paint on
to
him.
escape. And then people think she's crazy, so they put her in an insane asylum, and he's there with her in his suit.
Is that
It
how
is
the movie
crazy.
ends?
I have
Just
no
ends
idea.
with
I
her in the
haven't
same
seen
room?
it.
I don't remember how it ends. I haven't
I'm
seen
pretty
it
sure it's
either,
on
but
Netflix.
That sounds dumb.
I'm gonna
See,
watch it
back to the
right
whole
after
thing
this.
where I'm like, this is so dumb. I can't buy into this. He's got an invisible suit. He's walking around peddling her.
it's one of those movies I'd have to see
Hmm.
to know if it's good or bad.
Yeah. All right. So, last week we said we'd come correct and with points to discuss. Does anyone have a point they would like to bring up to the group?
Yeah, I had one in the very beginning. And then we just started talking about everything, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, I have one that we didn't get to last week.
All right.
So give me an example of a like life-changing decision or action that happened to you. For example, I have like a constant ringing in my ears now, and I can pinpoint the exact time that it happened. I was underneath a shed. I was wearing hearing protection, but it wasn't good enough, and I was shooting some sort of it was like a 223 or something like that. And when I took my earplugs off, you know how like you have earplugs in it, it dampens everything. I took my earplugs off. There was no change. I was like, oh no. And the next day, like next couple of days, it was damp, and it was like less and less and less damp. And then when it was not damp anymore, it was just a constant little in my ear. And if it's quiet, like if I'm laying in bed and it's quiet, I can hear that constantly.
Oh,
So
that's not good.
Give me
Yeah,
a
not quite what I thought you were talking about. I
It's-
thought you were talking about a life experience that made you a more insightful person.
no,
or
not
gave you a
necessarily.
change of heart.
Like in reality, I really mean something like negative. I mean,
Well, I thought you meant like a conscious decision. You just mean something that happened to you that changed your life, or
conscious
something
decision,
you decided.
either one. Conscious decision, something that happened. I mean, whichever. Like the reason I thought about this is because I work with a guy, and he's young. I think he's like 17, and he is maybe going to prison. He's probably gonna go to prison, because he robbed somebody, like at gunpoint.
Yeah, that's probably jail.
And like this is, you know, like because of this action, like his whole life is on gonna be on a different trajectory, right? So give me an example of something like that for you.
But it has to be negative.
It doesn't have to be, but
Because the
those were
first
my
thing that-
initial thoughts.
But the first thing that came to my mind isn't negative. It's just the biggest decision I've made in my life, which changed my trajectory. But if you want something negative, I can think of something else.
You know, whichever. Both.
Well, the biggest decision I've made that changed my life course, I think, was deciding to go to medical school instead of marine biology.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I graduated high school, I was like, I really don't know what I want to do, but I'm going to go to college because I'm already in college, and I like the ocean, so I'm going to do marine biology. And then I figured out what I actually wanted to do just by taking classes and figuring out what I was passionate about. So then I changed what I wanted to do with my life, which also meant I had to go to school for 8 years longer than I had already planned to.
Yeah.
It was twice as much work and all that, but that's the biggest decision I've ever made, was changing my major and deciding to go into a new field. I can't think of a negative one that was that big.
There's nothing that's happened to you where it was like not even necessarily your decision, like, but it happened to you, and at that moment when it happened, you're like, this is here forever.
Oh,
There is
I got
nothing
nothing-
I can do now to change this.
I didn't rob anybody at gunpoint, but when we moved to Virginia from Corpus, so I was born in Virginia, then we moved to North Carolina, and then we moved to Corpus Christi. That's where I originally met you. It was the first time we lived here.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom lost her job, and we had to move back to Virginia. And at the time, I was like, "This is total bullshit. All my friends are here," because I was big with the Seashore Kids, which you all know who they are. And that was my friend group. Those were my best friends. And if I had stayed, I'm pretty sure I would have ended up the same path they are. But we moved to Virginia, and I was like, "This fucking sucks." And I hated Virginia. I never would want to move back there. But when I moved there, was separated from all the Seashore Kids, and came back, it was different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I made new friends like you guys, just because I wasn't on the same life path that I was when I was with the Seashore. Even my parents were on the same life path. Like, they were hanging out with the Seashore parents. I was hanging out with the Seashore Kids, and we were kind of all doing dumb shit that we shouldn't have been doing. And then we moved, and then we came back, and we realized, you know, how different we were and how different life was, and that, you know, changed the trajectory of my life. But at the time, I was like, "This is fucking bullshit." I was depressed when I moved to Virginia.
Yeah.
But that definitely altered, because every single one of those kids I used to hang out with has basically gone the same trajectory, except one only one of them I can think of went differently. But all the other ones, I mean, they got baby mamas, they got no education, they got getting drunk on the weekends, but got no money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their parents are kind of fucking bozos for the most part. Half of them are divorced. So, like, I wonder if we had stayed the course and stayed in Corpus, if we would have ended up like that versus where we are now. But that's definitely life-altering decision.
Good one. Caleb?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I finally thought of something.
All right.
Now, for the viewers, that as we jump into this, I'm not someone who preaches there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you have to take the information, what's in front of you at hand, and just take what you want out of it, whether it's negative or positive. But for me, growing up, I grew up every 3 years moving. So I had no friends that stuck. I moved. I finally had a best friend. We were keeping up over the years. Boom, he committed suicide. I was like, oh, great, like at the time it was detrimental. I still had no friends. And then we moved again. At this point, I'm 80 years old because we're moving constantly. And
You're 80 years old.
Yeah, because I was just moving and moving and moving. Anyways, I'm in Corpus, and I finally make friends. It's like you, church people, I don't know, people in the Bluff. And right around that 3-year mark, my parents are allowed to stay in Corpus Christi for like 2 more years, and as an extension towards my dad work or whatever it is. And in my mind, I just kind of started shutting off people because it's what I was used to doing. I was like, I'm moving in my mind, even though I was staying in Corpus Christi, and people were telling me like, hey, you're like being distant, what's up? And I was like, I'm not being distant. And I didn't realize it, but I was just kind of shutting people off and pushing them away because in my mind I was like moving away mentally, even though I was staying in Corpus, which I think had a pretty negative effect on, I don't know, my friendships with people in Corpus. That's the one thing I could think of. I think I've always had a good outlook on things in my life. Like whatever's happening, whether it's negative or positive, I'm like, yeah, I can do this. It's whatever. I definitely value time way more than money, so anything's good. To me, at least. I mean, death isn't ever good, but how common is that if it's not natural? Like, Grandpa died, and I was like, yeah. Like, I'm glad I got to spend the moments I did on Earth with him, but now he's gone.
Yep.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Jake. Yep. Your grandpa's dead. All right.
Hey, he's gone.
Yeah, but
Hey,
I
my
can't
grandpa's
think
dead
of
as well.
something like permanent hearing loss. That's, I don't know. About
Yeah,
that.
neither
Although
can
my
I.
knees, dude. My knees feel like rubber chalk blocks after the Marine Corps.
I've had a lot of injuries, but none of them that have lasting permanent damage, other than my
Mhm.
birth defect. But
I can think
that's
of
not in my control.
I can think of one for Caleb that has lasting permanent damage. But we
I thought you were
don't
gonna say like
we
eating
don't
crayons
have
or
to
something.
talk about it.
Was acid penis?
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I knew you were gonna say it.
I was gonna let Caleb bring it up if he wanted to, but
Well, I just wanted to verify. I was like, is there something I don't know? Is there? The only thing I can think of is this acid dick.
That's so funny.
okay, he doesn't want to talk about it. We'll move on to something else.
Okay, next topic.
Next topic. Gavin's an asshole.
Hey, man.
It is
Yeah,
what it
probably.
is.
Yeah. Hey, you can't go back on acid penis, right? It happens, you move on.
So Larian. Oh jeez.
Larian. Dude, we need to get a Larian on this. That's our running joke for this podcast. It's the only thing we have to lean on is Larian, the black gay baby. We need a new running gag. You know what I mean?
Yep. Can he be a cowboy too?
Why do you want him to be a cowboy?
I don't know, because you were saying, the list of things that he was. He's a, black gay baby cowboy is just the next thing that came into my head.
Cowboy.
Why is he a cowboy?
I don't know.
He's gay.
Hey, what are you trying to say, Caleb?
There's no gay cowboys in
Okay,
existence.
well, fair enough. All right.
That sounds like a rough gig, being a gay cowboy. Imagine being on the trail and being gay.
I mean, the saying stands, squeers and steers. So, I mean, they come from somewhere.
Squeers?
What?
Squeers and steers.
You trying to make this YouTube, so I don't get pulled off YouTube? Is that what you're saying?
No, queers and steers.
Oh, no, he's just going to say it. Okay. Never mind.
He thought you were monitoring yourself. You just said it wrong the first time.
Yeah, now no
did I?
sponsors are going to want to touch us.
Great.
What's wrong with queers? Is that like a derogatory?
I don't know. It's
I think
it's
so. Is that
changed.
Is that not what they're called?
There was a period of time where yeah, that's what we want to be called, and then they're like, no, call us
isn't that
something
in
else.
Isn't that what the Q and LGBTQ is?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah,
what?
I'm just
Yeah.
calling them queers and steers.
I don't know. fuck, I don't know. It's confusing. Because the G is gay, right? But what is a queer?
Very gay.
It's just levels of gay.
Gay, lesbian, bi, and that one's really gay over there. He's a
That's
queer.
why I put him at the end of the acronym.
That one?
Yeah.
He's queer.
Nah, I don't know.
All right, well, this has been a great tangent. Somebody else want to bring up another point?
You guys like pretzels?
Pretzels are fine.
Oh, childhood toys. Let's talk about our childhood things we grew up with and played with. For me, I grew up playing with Legos and Lincoln Logs, and
Yeah,
throwing like ice cream bucket lids off of the little gallon bucket of ice creams that you ate ice cream out of. We take the lids and throw it as a frisbee outside.
That's a very specific. How often were you eating gallons of ice cream? And then,
My aunt worked at Bluebell.
oh wow, okay, that is it's pretty frequently. I was a Legos kid, man. Legos. That was it. I had a tub, like you know those giant gray tubs people put their shit in when they're like put in the attic or moving or something.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I had that tub filled with Legos that I got
That's
from my
awesome.
cousin. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. I was a big Legos kid.
I had Legos and Lincoln Logs and G.I. Joes, and I had a lot of action figures kind of things that I
Your
like to
cou-
play
sorry.
with. What?
I can't quit thinking, Gavin, your cousin's mom was like, what's your cousin's name?
Justin.
Like your cousin's mom's like, Justin, that's it. We're giving your Lego set away to Gavin.
Well,
You
he's-
get the
he's-
Lego set.
He's 10 years older than me, so he was
That's
probably like 20 something when I got him.
Yeah,
20,
that's
18,
fair.
something like that.
I was just thinking he's like the same age as you, and you just somehow
Yeah, like
got these Legos.
knowing his mom, she might have. Just
Gavin
You're
probably
done.
will enjoy these more than you will.
you're
And then
done.
boom.
You're done. We actually have the same birthday too. It's pretty wild. Just
pretty
takes him away from him on his birthday to give him to me on my birthday.
All right, sorry, Jake. Your stuff.
What?
Nobody gives a shit about Jake's stuff.
Okay. No, I was done anyways. It was just
I grew up with guns.
Legos. I did have a BB gun, but I didn't get a shotgun until I was like 13.
Because
Yeah,
that is
I
a
had a-
normal occurrence.
Well, I had a BB gun and then I got a 20 gauge probably when I was 12, 11, something like that.
I got a 12 gauge Remington 870. Still have it.
All right, just big dick me. All right.
Now that you're talking about it, and now I know it's nothing impressive because I'm about to talk about the single barrel break action 20 gauge, but I think I got that when I was 15 or 14.
I mean,
That's the gun
fun.
Larian carries.
Except he carries it in like a 10 gauge.
Dude, that gun is awesome.
I
I love it.
I remember you shooting. I don't know if you hit a dove, but you shot at
There was
dove
two
with
of
it.
them. I've never missed a shot to this day,
I don't
and
believe that.
I only shot it like 3 times at the hog and at those 2 dove when I went with you and your dad on that trip.
It was like at Dave Allen's place or something. It was a very small chunk of land, and we just Yeah.
We got pelleted by someone
we
else. I don't know.
yeah like the neighbors next door.
That's always great. I love getting peppered.
Yeah.
We were just walking and we hear I don't know, it coming through the trees, and my dad goes, "Look away!" It was just ping, 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 just everywhere.
That would have been Caleb's life-changing experience. A pellet just hits him in the eye.
There it
Can't see out of
is.
his left eye anymore.
Pellet to the eye, and he had that moment. This is forever.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't think how many. I don't think I've been
Ooh.
peppered that many times. Maybe just a couple.
I had a moment as a kid like that. It was the 4th of July, and I was visiting my cousin's house. We were outside. It was super dark, and I'm not usually at their place outside. I'm spinning around with my arms out wide. I must have been like 9,
Normal Caleb
and,
things.
and I'm spinning around like a top. I don't know. And I run into the barbed wire fence, and I had a line that went from the top right of my head down and stopped right as it hit my eyelid and continued at the bottom of my eyelid and went over to my nose.
Wow.
I was like that close. I remember going
Dang,
inside. My mom was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna disown you if you're blind." You know, like, something like that.
How are you gonna be useful?
You'll never get a job.
We'll have to put you in the hamster wheel. Larian.
Larian. Oh my god. Just milk that joke till it can no longer be milked.
Listen, man, what more do you want? I think we're already like past the point of milking that joke.
Yeah, I mean, we have a whole episode named after him. So that's
Yeah.
What was the episode title name?
Larian's Kamikaze Horse. 'Cause
What
for
a
some
title.
reason we talked about kamikaze for like half an hour or so.
What a title.
Dude, oh man, this is my creativity coming out. Is naming these episodes.
So what do y'all think the
Besides-
new fast food things are gonna be?
What?
What?
Like we got McDonald's, Chinese
Are we
food
this
came in
desperate for
fast.
topics that we're just gonna start like asking the most random questions? I think the next fast food is gonna be healthy food, like a fast healthy meal, which I'm surprised nobody's already done it.
True.
But the reason, like,
Because it's difficult.
yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but there's business. If there's a gap somewhere in the market, people are gonna fill the gap. You know what I'm saying? If there's money to be made, you might have to upcharge people like up the fucking wazoo, but some people are gonna pay it. You know, this
Yeah,
fast
true.
food. Fast doesn't mean cheap. That's not the same adjective.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like,
No, it is in this current market because that's what people associate fast with. Like fast food is cheap food,
yeah.
right? That doesn't necessarily have to be true. It could be fast.
It doesn't
be
have to
ready.
be true, no, but
Yeah,
That's
like
what-
the Hello
isn't
Fresh
that
things are
the-
expensive as fuck.
I mean, think of all the preservatives and stuff that you have to put. Like, the upcharge would be significant.
No, I agree. It would be. I mean, Chipotle can get fresh ingredients, and it's not crazy. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not, fucking cost you. Those meal prep kits, those healthy meal prep kits that you can get like delivered to your house are expensive as fuck too. Like, you would assume you're selling to a niche clientele, right? That would
Mhm.
afford to pay. I'm just saying, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So if people are willing to pay, you would be the only one in the marketplace doing that kind of thing, which means there's money to be made. I'm not saying it's the same profit McDonald's is going to make with their $1 million stores and their $2 burgers, but
$1.
$1.
It's on the dollar menu.
True.
It's not actually $1. You gotta like
I-
pay tax and shit.
I got 2 McDoubles and a medium Dr Pepper from there this morning.
Yeah, that's Caleb's diet is currently
You
McDonald's.
mean it
and
wasn't Taco Bell?
Wait, no, you're right. I didn't. I went to Taco Bell.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
That was yesterday morning. This morning I got 2 rice and bean burritos, cheesy
Rice?
rice and bean burritos. with the medium Dr.
Normalized
Pepper.
breakfast. As
I'm
being
currently
lunch and
drinking a
dinner.
Dr Pepper.
I just finished a Diet Coke.
I do not like soda, man.
You
I do
don't
not get
like
into
it?
soda.
Good
Nope.
for you, dude.
Yeah?
Nope,
Like in
it
a-
just
in a
tastes like
good way.
Sugar. It just tastes like
Good
sugar.
for you.
Huh.
What do you mean? like, good
Have
for
you
in a
tried
bad way?
Diet Coke? Because I don't drink Diet Coke specifically
like, good
because
for-
it
for your
doesn't
health
taste
wise.
like sugar.
Yeah, but they got alternate fucking sugars in there that are basically just as bad as sugar.
Oh, they're worse for you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste of soda. I think if I was regularly drinking soda throughout my life, then I'd be like, oh no, it tastes fine. But I think you take a significant break from soda and then you taste the soda, you go, what the fuck is this? This is disgusting.
No, I've taken significant breaks from soda and
Makes it that much
still love
better.
it. Still absolutely love it.
Marine Corps, at least almost a year not drinking soda. The first chance I got, I went to Crack in the Box when I went to my first unit. Sorry, Jack in the Box. And sorry, I
We
cannot
really
say it
wanted to
right.
throw crack in there for some reason.
Yeah, first chance I got Dr. Pepper, and it was so good. Just golden liquid burning down my throat. It was amazing.
Nah, dude,
Golden?
That shit's nasty.
Like
I think it just means
golden
it was
apple
good.
cider.
You mean like caramel dye bubbly water?
I mean, it was Dr. Pepper, but it's just
Man,
golden.
Dude, when I'm
good.
old and rich, I'm still going to be drinking the same 3 things I drink now: water, beer, and probably protein shakes.
You know what I want to get into?
Champagne.
Bubbly water.
Champagne.
Yeah, bubbly water, champagne.
No.
Okay.
Like
I have a story.
Topo
It's not really a story, but yeah. So my dad drinks the shit out of those.
Yeah.
The sparkling waters. And when I was younger, I tasted them because he always had them. I'm like, this is disgusting.
I don't like them.
Oh,
I had
love
one the other day, and I was like, this isn't bad at all.
You know what I
It's been,
had?
like,
Great.
years since I tried.
You know what
Yeah,
I
they're
had the
pretty
other day? It was one of those ranch waters.
Ranch
waters?
It's like a alcoholic Tapo Chico kind of thing, and it had lime in it.
It's Topo, not Tapo.
You don't know?
I do.
So it's
Hold on, come here. Come
It's not
here.
ranch dressing flavored? Because that's what I was thinking. It was ranch dressing.
Sarah
Jake's wife,
is
about to be on the mic.
about to pronounce Tapo Chico for us.
Topo Chico?
Topo Chico.
Yep, exactly what I said.
Yeah,
Who
that's right.
cares?
It's got 2 O's. Where are you getting the I from?
Who?
You.
I don't know. It's just Tapo Chico. Topo Chico.
You're just trying to make it. You're trying to throw some flair on it.
I'm not trying to.
I don't know why.
I'm not trying to throw flair on it. It's just how I say it.
Just
You're
say
trying to
Topo
sound
Chico.
fancy.
What?
Just
Just
say it the
say
way
it.
it's. You read it.
Topo Chico. There you go. Jeez.
I just, you're like all you're
What?
adding on
It's
to
like
the words.
it's like y'all saying Waterburger.
It's Whataburger.
It's Whataburger.
Whataburger.
But I mean,
But
It's- you're
think of
saying
how
it
many
so
think of
fast,
how
it
many
sounds
people
like
say water.
Whataburger.
No, lots of people just say
Whataburger.
Waterburger.
Whataburger.
Yeah, it's Whataburger.
it's like you're saying what?
Topo
but you're like,
Chico.
what?
Tapo Chico.
What
It's easier
a
to say
burger.
the whole
It is.
thing
It is
as-
what a burger.
I'm just gonna
What
call
a
it what
burger.
a burger. now.
Whataburger.
That's what. Yeah,
Whataburger.
Whataburger. Not
What
That's why,
a
like,
Waterburger.
I'm British.
Burger.
I'm saying what without the T. Like, what a burger.
Whataburger.
What a burger.
But yeah, no, same thing. So get off my back.
All right. 1,000 apologies. Sorry.
Accepted.
It's not the
sorry.
same.
1,000
but whatever.
times. It's the same. How is it not the same?
It's like 2 words. You could say.
No, Whataburger is one word, one
That's 3
singular
words.
name.
No. Topo
That's 3
Chico.
words.
Topo Chico. It's easily you could enunciate. When you have
They
one
both
word
have
like
4
that-
syllables.
No, but it's 2 different words. So you take a break between.
Wait, is Topo Chico,
Topo
Tapo
and
Chico, whatever? Topo Chico, is that it's 2 words?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
it's on the thing. Oh, I guess you said you didn't like them.
I don't drink it.
Yeah,
Barely look
my
at it.
dad loves Topo Chicos. Drinks the shit out of that.
I like the lime ones.
I'd rather have regular water than carbonated water, but I don't think it's bad. I just don't get the hype.
So anyways, ranch water was pretty good.
Yeah, what do you mean ranch? It's not ranch dressing flavored water.
No. It's called ranch water. It's like it's an alcoholic, bubbly. Here, I'm about to look it up. It's a hard
Alcoholic
seltzer.
flavored water. Dude, hard seltzers are too much for me, man.
It was
Make
pretty.
me-
It was pretty good.
The carbonations. You can ask Caleb, man. I've
What's
drinking.
the last hard seltzer that we had?
I haven't
Thomas's
ever had a
girlfriend.
White Claw.
She
it's
always
like their
brings
thing.
that shit over. I don't know what it. Actually, we had those.
One of them isn't bad.
We
There's
had the
actually 2
lemonade flavored
flavors.
ones or something.
There's 2 flavors in there that aren't bad, but the rest of them, oh man.
Dude, I've drank 2
They're
whole
so
packs of those
bad.
before.
White
But the
Claws?
carbonation just. No, not white. They weren't White Claw specifically, but it's some like derivative of White
Oh,
Claw.
yeah.
I'm tropical.
And they fucking annihilate me
Tropic
every
Chicos.
time.
I think they are White Claws, but they're like the tropic variant.
No, I
of
don't
White
think they're
Claws.
White Claws. There's some kind of carbonated seltzer
I don't know.
lemonade
They're gross, whatever
shit.
it was.
I don't know. Yeah, they do not go down easy. Is all I'm trying to say. The carbonation is just
You definitely can't down them. They're
gnarly.
Anyways,
lethal to your lungs.
I had like a lime ranch water, and it was pretty good, and it gives me hope for liking Topo Chicos someday.
That's definitely an old person drink. Is Topo Chico? I feel like.
I'm getting older.
Chico.
And, oh, you know what I want to come out that I saw on Instagram or something was Mountain Dew hard seltzers.
Oh,
I don't know if
gross.
they're seltzers, but it's
I
like
don't know about
carbonated
that.
Mountain Dew alcohol drinks.
Ew.
That
Like
does
one
not
of them
sound
was
good
an
to me.
alcoholic Baja Blast, and
I
I'm all
barely
over
like
that.
Mountain Dew.
Okay, Baja Blast sounds alright.
I am all over that.
I'm not a big fan.
I mean, I'd try it. I would definitely try it.
Oh, I'll try anything once.
I don't know. There's some things I probably just wouldn't try.
That's not my life slogan, but
Hey, I'll try anything once, and I'll try anything twice if you pay me the second time.
Oh no, no. That's just bringing my mind into not good places.
I'm here to absolve your sins.
Oh man.
I could absolve you in this way. If
Was that a
you're open to it.
Catholic reference?
Sunny with the Chance of Philadelphia.
Oh no, okay.
Oh yeah, I showed Caleb some clips of that show yesterday.
I
think it's the
don't watch that
Funniest
show.
You don't watch that show?
No,
Oh my God,
I've
never
seen it. But like
love
we
that
said
show.
last time, you know, I'm just not a huge comedy guy, so like it's not something I watch by myself, except for The Simpsons.
I'm not a big slam comedy. That's why I call those. I don't know what to call them, but something where it's like comedy.
Hmm.
It's not my kind of thing. Like Seinfeld, I'm pretty sure that's the same kind of thing.
Seinfeld, yeah.
It's like comedy. I'm just
Yeah, I don't like laugh track shows, but I like funny shows that are just
Seinfeld has like become big again lately.
don't know why.
I don't either. Like Matt watches it.
Well, there's like a trend now of old things becoming popular again. Have you noticed that? It's not
That's
just
always
Seinfeld,
been that's
it's like-
always been a thing.
You think?
Yeah, I
just
think
feel
so.
Like it's coming.
Like-
I'm kind of with Gavin.
No, I can't
More
like
lately than ever.
I can
it
I,
seems
I
like.
when we were in high school, freaking record players became popular again. Before that, it was something else. Before that, it was something else.
That's
There's
true.
always something from the past that's, you know, coming forward again.
Yeah,
It happens
true.
on like
I guess
X
so.
amount of year cycles.
It's just weird shit. Like I heard the McRib came back and it just blew up on Twitter or Instagram. Like it blew up on social media. I'm like,
The
the McRib
McRib's
comes back
back?
every fucking 4 years. Like who gives a shit? But for some reason, it's like everything's blowing up now. I don't know.
Wait, is it back
Yeah.
right now?
Caleb leaves, goes and gets it.
Dude,
Wait,
I'm
you
literally going there after this if it's actually there.
Well, we would have seen it on the McDonald's menu if it was back right now.
True.
You like the McRib?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Dude, I used to eat like 4 of them at our school lunches.
How'd you
Those
get the
aren't-
McRib
those
at
are-
the school lunch?
Yeah, those weren't even McRibs. Those were fake McRibs.
They were fake McRibs, but they're still McRibs.
They were
all
pretty.
the same.
They were pretty good. What
They just didn't have like the pickles and onions.
did y'all bring? Y'all didn't bring lunch. You always got school lunch, right?
Well,
Sometimes.
yeah.
For the most part, in high school.
I didn't eat lunch at school in high school.
You
I'd
did
usually
you
try-
did a little bit because you sat at the lunch table with me
I don't think so.
once
I
upon a
remember
time.
bringing
Remember
veggie
because
straws.
Vanessa got us all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so-
I mean, I did some my freshman year, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
but that was like such a blip in my life. Maybe I did get school lunch there then
Hmm.
for freshman.
I just
year.
remember always having to like spice up the lunches by combining things together or putting salsa on certain things, and a lot of times
School
I'd wind
lunch.
up making a sandwich.
God, I remember in junior high they had the school lunches that were the regular school lunches, and then they had like these Chinese boxes.
Yeah.
And you had to pay extra for the Chinese boxes. And I remember my mama giving me like my budget for the week or whatever
Yeah.
for school lunch, and I'd like, all right, if I skip lunch on Tuesday, I could buy an orange chicken on Friday. I'd be fucking balling, you know.
And they were good for a while. The orange chicken was good, and then like it was Michelle Obama did this. She like got all of our lunches changed to be more healthy, and
yeah.
Damn it, Michelle Obama.
the orange chicken was no longer good. They changed it. They had to change it, and it was not good.
They had the
And they got rid of the pizza.
yeah, they got rid of
chickens?
the pizza.
And Luigi's ice cream, or what? Soft serve.
Oh fuck, I forgot about
It
those.
wasn't
was
soft serve. What were
it
they?
was sherbet, I think.
It was
Wasn't
like
it
hard,
sherbet?
hard ice of some sort.
Hard ice.
I know what you're talking about. Or the bags of chips. I mean, they still had those, but you had to pay 50 cents or something like that for the extra bag of chips. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, if I starve myself today, I can get orange chicken and some Doritos on Friday, and I'll be fucking living the life. you know?
That was me, except for the chocolate chip cookies.
I used to get in so much trouble because I would get double lunches. My mom would be like, "Why are you spending however much it was at lunch?" I'm like, "Because I'm eating 2 lunches."
I'm surprised she let you do that.
Well, I mean,
I-
you know, it comes back on their credit card statement.
Well, I got a budget. Like, it was like, here's your money for lunch. It's on you to
I just charged it to an
keep
account.
track of it.
Like,
Same. No, my parents were like,
No, yeah. Like
this
it
is how
charged
much
your
you got.
school account because they just asked you what your school ID was when you went to go pay. It was like, "What's your ID?" And then they.
yeah, mine just went straight to my
in.
parents' credit card.
I think my mom like it would tally up and then she'd pay it off or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how, but she would always tell me like, "This is your budget for the week. You know, fucking go nuts
Yeah,
on your budget."
I went over that.
So, living the life. Although I think kids in junior, I probably need like fucking double lunches.
Like, it wasn't enough. I always needed more. Like, I was always still hungry.
Yeah, pretty much. I was never looking forward to school lunch other than the fact that it was a break from regular life.
You know,
regular school life.
I didn't dislike the school lunches for the most part.
It wasn't. It didn't have
Like,
shit
it's not
home food.
good, but it wasn't bad. You know, it's just like it was like eating fast food for the most part. Like eating Taco Bell. Like, I don't think Taco Bell's good, but it's not bad.
Well, I like back in those days, if you like had a dentist appointment or some shit, and then you brought Taco Bell or McDonald's or whatever back, the Whataburger back to school for lunch, you were like the fucking king.
Do not put Taco Bell and Whataburger on the same level, okay?
I'm just saying some fast food thing that you didn't
Hey,
you
come on. they
receive
pretty
from
much
school.
are.
No, what? No, Taco Bell.
It's all fast food.
No, it's not.
Okay, you have some special complex for what a burger, so you put it on some pedestal that I do not think it's necessarily deserving of.
I think Whataburger's like, you know, on that pedestal of like
Bro, they have uniquely bland tasting burgers.
Whataburger. What are some other like more expensive fast food
They
places?
drench their meat in mustard.
What's wrong with
Which
mustard?
is, I love mustard.
Mustard's great.
love
I love mustard.
What? Drench their meat in mustard? They don't put enough on there. I get more mustard on the side when I get a burger.
Oh my god.
Regardless, I'm just saying, if you brought something to school, you were like the king. You were royalty. You walked in with your Whataburger, and everybody's like, "Whoa, what the fuck? I've got to eat this schlop," and you got Whataburger. All
Dude,
because you had a
honey
dentist
straws.
appointment or some
Like,
shit.
Listen, man, I'll trade you my whole lunch for just a couple fries, okay? Please.
Yeah, you can just start making your own empire in the lunchroom. Like, all right,
Bro.
here's a fry for you. Here's a fry for you.
When I was a junior, they shut down my operation selling honey straws. They thought I was selling like drugs or something.
I remember that. Those honey straws
They-
were dope.
They pulled me into the office and they were
Literally
like,
dope.
we know what you're doing.
No, yeah, it was like doing a line of Coke in the morning because it was all sugar. Like Caleb would bring me one. I'd be like, "Pina colada, please." I'd fucking suck the whole thing right there, and then I'd be wired for the whole morning because it's just sugar. I'd be sitting there in class, like hitting the table, like, "Oh, Spanish, yeah, Spanish." So,
Yeah.
but those things were good as.
There was always just
Hell.
people coming up, and I was like, "What do you want?" And they were like, you know, apple, root beer, pina colada, and strawberry. I was like, a pack of 5 for 25 cents. They're like, okay. Teachers are like, what's going on over there?
Drugs. I mean, not drugs.
It's drugs, I swear.
It's just drugs.
For those of you listening, a honey straw is literally a straw that you would drink out of with honey inside of the straw with the end sealed off.
And a flavor.
And I would
Yeah,
sell
flavored.
them.
I thought they were $1
Sometimes they
a
weren't
piece.
flavored. No, they were 25 cents a straw.
Oh.
They were $1
Well,
for
I
you.
got them for free because I
So-
knew my dealer. You know,
Yeah.
you got that
So-
hookup.
It was either natural, like clover, wildflower, or whatever honey it was, or it would be a flavored one, like pina colada, banana, like green apple.
Caleb, is it
Ooh,
true?
I like the green apple one.
Should you like never do your own product? Is that something you learned?
No, I'm all for
Were
doing
you-
your own
were you-
product.
were
It
you-
was so good.
Were you the Scarface?
And I made
Did you
so
get
much-
high on your own
I made
supply?
so much money. It was so good at the time, but then it got shut down. Iris the virus
Iris
Oh
the
my God.
virus.
was
I
a
remember
vice
that fucking
principal.
Is that
She
what
was,
she was?
she was a vice principal, right?
I thought she
No,
was like
she was like a
security.
She was some security bullshit.
Whatever she was, but yeah,
Man,
she was
she was-
not about it.
Man, I didn't have to deal with that as much as y'all did, being across the street. But she was always busting
I was
my
across the
balls.
street too.
Yeah, but you were like kind of not really across.
She
No,
would just- she would just
most
tell you
most of my high school career was across the street.
She would just be walking in the halls
Oh.
and be like, "Hey, you," and then you turn around and then she just wouldn't say anything to you, and she'd walk off, and you're like, "What the fuck was that? Like, am I in trouble? Like, am I gonna get called to the office? What's going
Man,
on?"
she was busting my balls for always walking in with my hat
She
on.
hated any high schooler that had a mustache or any facial hair.
Because you weren't allowed to have it.
Yeah, but
Which is
even
weird
the,
now I
the
think about it.
smallest amount.
Like, why? In case an adult tries to blend in with us? You can't tell. Okay, that's a prepubescent or pubescent child. That's a man. Like, you can't go, the facial hair, I can't tell them apart.
Yeah,
Like-
there's a lot of strange things. Like not wearing a hat. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide a gun in my hat.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even a thing back when we were in high school. Like, nobody actually
Yes, it was.
worried about shootings.
My
Not
God,
really.
yes, it was.
Not
You
like
couldn't-
what. Not
you couldn't
like the
have your hood
generation
on.
after. My sister was way
couldn't-
different than us.
I remember that. She would lock
Before we were in
down-
high school, it's like started like the line of mass shootings in
Oh.
in schools.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yes.
Yes, the whole reason our school put locks on their doors was because of the shooting.
All the big mass shootings that happened were after.
No. What was that first big one? The mass shooting in a high school. It was
Literally
it
right
was
after?
It was two high schoolers. Columbine.
They locked down all of our doors in the high school, and they made us start going through the front entrance only.
Yeah, I remember that, but I'm pretty sure Columbine happened before we were even. How do you spell Columbine?
My God, I have to scroll through so many.
O-L.
COLUMBINE.
U-M. Yeah.
1999.
Yeah, that's not what the fuck I'm talking about.
That was like. What do you mean? What you're talking about? You're talking about mass
Did
shootings.
you guys just miss all the mass shootings that happened after we graduated
No,
high school?
there was a lot of them. Like, but there
Like
was
the
a lot.
big ones that made the news, and like they're
Like,
trying
but
to take.
I'm saying it all started with Columbine.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm referring to.
Well, I think I know what you're referring to, and I'm saying that.
Sandy Hook. Sandy Hook. This is the first one.
Oh, I remember
Was-
that.
October 2016.
Yeah.
And then we had. Let's see, the next big one is. Where's the next big one? See, I don't think they're right.
Well,
Why?
what I'm saying is, like, I think a lot of the restrictions first started in '99.
Parkland's 2018. Like, I'm talking about these big ones that happened recently. That was all after you graduated high school. Because
Yeah,
my
they-
sister's high school experience was way different than ours.
Well, okay.
Significantly.
So I don't know what her high school experience was, but I think all of the restrictions started in like around '99, and that's when you couldn't bring a gun to school anymore. You can't bring a knife to school anymore. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's common
Like
fucking
you
sense.
couldn't have.
I'm
your
talking
shotgun
about,
in
like,
the
you
back
can't
of
have
the
a
back.
that's
backpack,
common
you
sense
can't
to
have
you.
baggy clothing.
That's common sense
no.
to you, but before '99, you know, people could come to school with guns in their truck.
Okay, but you're telling me it's not common sense that you can't have a backpack? That makes sense?
No, that doesn't make sense.
Kai couldn't have a backpack, couldn't have baggy clothing, had to have the ID present at all times, and was scanned in when she got to school. All the doors are locked. There was only one entrance, and they were always monitored by actual cops.
We
There was
we
no
had
walking
like
across the
only one
street at
entrance.
freely times. Yeah, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
actively
pretty locked
monitored
down.
and scanned in every time we walked in.
We
just
weren't
walked-
scanned in, but I'm pretty sure it was active. There was always somebody sitting at that front desk, anyways. Not
There
by
was-
cops, but somebody sitting at that front desk.
And there was always, we could always like walk to the fucking dollar store or the taco stand, and even I walked across the street and drove in whenever I wanted because I was UP. Like, none of that shit was allowed.
Not during school hours.
No, yeah, during school hours.
Yeah, what's up with us not being
Drive
able
in
to
and
get our
out.
own lunch during
Well,
school
I did.
hours?
I think didn't they change
Is
it?
it because they were? I don't know.
Isn't it
like-
open campus now?
I don't know about now, but you know, Kai's been out of school for almost 4 years, so
Yeah.
I just remember going to Whataburger during lunch, thinking, "Well, if anyone sees me, I've got ISD after school."
well, I got Saturday school for
ISS.
no Saturday school.
Oh, ISD, is that Saturday school?
No, it's just Saturday school. Or maybe it is ISS. They didn't say any specific name. They just called it Saturday school. I got 2 weeks of Saturday school for skipping.
There was no Saturday school when I was in high school.
I
Maybe
got
they added it.
I got
because
the
yeah, I
teacher,
didn't.
like,
Know,
twice.
they couldn't give me ISS. They wanted to give me ISS, but I had college class, and they were like, you can't. I can't miss my college class for this fucking high school punishment that I don't actually give a shit about. But then I went to Saturday school with a bunch of other kids, and we just sat there all day Saturday for 2 weeks.
Detention was so funny. It was always the same people every time I went. I only went like twice, 2 or 3 times. And it was always the same people.
Man, dude, the truancy officer, I forgot what his name is, but he fucking hated me. Hated me. Probably for good reason, because I missed a lot of school that I was supposed to be there, but I didn't, like, not actual classes, but when I'm taking college classes and college is over, because there's not always college when high school's happening, right?
Right.
So I'm supposed to be at high school when I would have college classes, so they can count me as an attending. I'm in attendance of high school.
Right.
But when I was done with college, and I was supposed to be at high school, I was like, "Fuck that, I'm not going." So I'd just go home, or wouldn't even show up, And then I remember the truancy officer; they would count me absent every time, and then the guy was like super pissed and threatened me, not graduating, all that shit. And then my mom had a verbal argument over the phone with the guy, and they just waived it all. It was awesome. It's a bunch of bullshit. Literally, it's called college lab, is what it was called.
Nice.
You sat in a
remember.
room like a jail cell, and you just fucking sat there. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm out. So, anyway, that's my high school experience. But I got caught skipping one time. Like, I signed in, and I was just leaving, and that's when they gave me Saturday school.
Mm.
It was fun, though. I liked it.
Saturday school?
No, skipping.
No.
No, yeah, Saturday school is not fun. Especially because the UP fucking director was the one in charge. It wasn't a regular high school. It was the UP director was in charge of Saturday school. I was the only UP kid in there because all the other UP kids are fucking nerds that won't do anything, right? So she was just she literally stared at me for most of it. She was just sitting there staring at me like, the only UP kid here, fucking piece of shit. So anyway, yeah, I remember I walked into class right after that with Taco Bell drink in my hand. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times.
That was definitely worth it, though. Taking college classes in high school, I missed most of sophomore, junior, and senior year. Senior year, I was at high school for like 2 minutes the whole year.
Best year?
Say what?
Best year?
Yeah, because I didn't actually have to go to high school. Like, I was just in college. I was basically in college my senior year.
Yeah, because of the classes that I took in UP, when I got to normal high school my senior year, I only had like half days every day. And then that half day was basically like a quarter day because half that day was getting to welding. So it was awesome.
Nice.
Yep.
I think junior year, even though it was the most productive year, like it was super chaotic and there was always things going on. That was my favorite year of high school. There's always something new every day. There was always things happening. Probably my most memorable year of high school.
That was the only good thing to come out of UP for me.
Man, like, if I could go back and redo it, I might just get my GED. Like, drop out sophomore year, get my GED.
If I didn't flunk out of UP, I wouldn't have been able to hang out with Sarah so much during after school kind of times. I never would have got married to Sarah probably. Sorry to cut you off, but I was having a side conversation. I felt like it should be said in the podcast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I'm
pretty
sure
crazy.
those moments really helped your chances.
No, they
Wait, when
did. Because
When did y'all start dating? Was it after high school?
No, like, halfway through senior year. Yeah. And like I would hang out with her on my off periods and stuff like that. Or I'd like walk her to class and stuff.
I wonder what her parents thought of her hanging out with this fucking UP dropout going to welding class.
Her dad described me one time before he knew me, and the description was some long-haired surfer guy.
That's actually pretty.
That was like accurate, I guess.
Accurate
it's
description.
Yeah, it's not like that's not derogatory anyway. I don't think.
I don't think so. I mean, there may be some assumptions in there, but they would be wrong.
Well, not in the actual words he said though.
No, not
Those
in the
are pretty-
actual
Those
words.
are accurate.
No, yeah, accurate words.
Interesting.
Everyone's parents I knew, they all thought I was like a crack addict. or
Everyone thought I did
meth
drugs
or
in high school.
cocaine.
Everybody thought
Well,
I did
I was so
drugs.
skinny. All my friends said, dude, my parents think you're like a meth addict because you're so skinny. I was like, yeah.
You say, but I got all my teeth, motherfucker.
I have none of the other warning signs of a meth. I'm not getting down on my knees begging to suck your dick for a
I'm not
nickel.
scratching my neck constantly.
Yeah,
I
have
don't know what to
injection
do with
wounds.
my hands. Have y'all seen that that SNL skit, the E-meth pipe?
Yeah.
Surely I've shown
Mm.
you that. That was
Yeah, I've
so
seen it.
funny. I thought-
SNL is mostly not funny, but it does have a few gems.
There's some little
here and there.
nuggets in there.
Yeah.
I don't like the modern day SNL.
Ugh.
I watched
I
one of
just
the
don't
videos
watch
recently. Their skits are just not the same.
It's
I
just,
saw somebody talking about it, and I think it's what they proposed was that we have such readily accessible content that's similar to SNL and sometimes superior. That what's the fucking point of waiting till Saturday night or when they only make a show once a week and they have seasons,
and it's
you're
a
not
lot
gonna
of
get-
times not that good.
right? Like some guy on YouTube can make just as many skits that they've done in a year in a week, and he might hit and miss just as much as SNL, but he'll be more successful just by pure volume.
Mm-hmm.
So, the reason why I think SNL is the way it is they only have
literally
gyms
TikTok right now.
once in a while. Yeah, fucking TikTok. You can go on TikTok and scroll for
Perfect
hours and hours and
example.
hours and find just as many quality skits.
More.
I follow one person on TikTok, and he is hilarious. He does these like 10, 15-second clips, sometimes a 20-second clip, and they're funny every single time. They're just golden.
Yeah.
They're
See,
great.
this is my counter to people think that like the TikTok and the YouTube, all that money that these kids are getting isn't well deserved. It's because all these bozos are used to having to wait. Your TV show comes on once a week. SNL's on once a week. Your comedy show is, you have a special once a year, something like that. Whereas these kids are providing this content on a regular basis that's easily accessible and mostly free. Whereas you'd have to pay for your cable subscription, you'd have to pay for, an HBO special or something like that. Other forms of entertainment. You have to go to a live show, but you don't have a live show every day. So I think these kids are deserving of these millions of dollars. Maybe they should, be smarter with it. But
Yep. All right.
Content today is different.
It's a good note to wrap up on. We're a little over an hour.
We're trying to hit like an hour every time, like exactly.
More, I mean, that's just a good way to have a good stopping point.
Well, I'd like
I've
to
got the
find a
music
natural
rolling.
stopping point. I don't want to just like in the middle of the conversation be like, hour, done.
I'm using the music as a done.
You should play it so
Hour?
that we can hear it. So it's like when somebody's accepting an award and they're talking too long and the music just starts playing.
There we go.
They just start talking louder, like, hey, I would like to thank my
We won't be able to
mom.
hear it.